in the future, we are looking at a world where people want to earn, spend, save, and invest in multiple ways. They realize that the world is changing and the ways they can interact are different, and they're looking for a trusted source where they can engage with and execute all of these transactions. So when we looked at that aspect of things, where we are looking at this multiple ways of saving and investing and spending and earning and interacting with others, we saw a multiple aspect in the way people engage, and that was the genesis of the Multi-X challenge.
So there is no example where you would say that everything that a customer does to manage and live their life happens with a single provider. So in that context, what is Multi-X for a financial services or for a bank? It is going to be a group of different services which by themselves are best in class coming together to reach the outcome that a customer wants.
So in mathematics, growing up, X is the variable, right? You had to find X. So that was part of the quest for X, where X could be multiple ways of earning, multiple ways of saving, multiple ways of paying, multiple people you interact with, and multiple ecosystems you engage in. So X was the variable that led to the multi, and X could be any one of the multiple factors.
But if we were to be the platform which allows them to combine these things together, right, it takes away a lot of the friction that exists today for these users and also gives them the best service that they deserve in the long run. The problem that we are trying to solve is, what does that mean for our economic models? What does that mean for our platforms, technology, how you integrate with these different providers, different systems? What does it mean for risk management? So the Multi-X future is exactly that, which is it is a set of questions to actually get to that outcome where a customer could actually use anything they choose, but do it in a way where it is safe, it's efficient, and gets them the best of the outcomes that is possible. So if we get this right, we would probably be one of the very few, or maybe the first, to actually have solved that whole age-old conundrum of how can competition co-thrive. We would be the first out the door if we do this well, and if we do it successfully, to basically invert that and go like customer value comes first. We bring all the best things together, and that's how we create value for us as an entity.
These 8 challenges, the 8 startups we're working with, are building concepts that in how Wells Fargo would engage in that Multi-X future in our customers. So the Multi-X future is much bigger and grander than Wells Fargo. It is a way in which the world will work in the future. That is our posit. And we're taking these 8 and figuring out how do we respond, work, and support our customers in that kind of future. Anytime they have a financial need, or they have a need that has financial implications, we're there. Not because they went to us, because we went to them.
We have the most incentive to reinvent ourselves. And how else would you reinvent but to actually solve a customer's problem? So in that particular context, I think Wells Fargo is the best placed because we want to reinvent ourselves. This is a very clear line of sight to what problems will exist in the future. And we have a hypothesis to how to actually meet that future. And so that's the reason why we think Wells Fargo is best placed to actually do this from a consumer's perspective.
I think the innovation challenge on the Multi-X challenge is one step in a very long journey. And part of it is going to be our ability to learn, pivot, change, and go faster. And so I want to make sure that people don't take this as a destination. It's a starting point.